No, you're gonna die. He died. He's dead. They're dead. They're dead. You're dead. He's a progenitor. Clearly, he's stronger. Hi everyone, I'm going to react to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 24, Black and the Mask. Last episode felt like a season finale because after Rimuru helped the kids have these new spirits, embody them. Chloe's case is like, I don't know what's gonna go over there. They had this whole recap of what Rimuru has been through ever since we started this show. So I'm like, okay, this clearly feels like a season finale, but then you have an episode 24 and then an episode 24.5. So clearly it was not. So yeah, and then there was this demon that was summoned, and I don't know who summoned it, and he was looking at Rimuru like he was gonna show him the way or something or other like that. So I don't know where that's gonna lead. And like I said, Chloe had this future spirit, this spirit that came from the future that embodied her. And then you had who I believe is Hinata Sakaguchi. Like keeping an eye on Rimuru and whatnot. So that's what happened last episode. And before you get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/feelmini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. Before I forget, as I was watching Diablo do his thing over there, I started remembering the fact that the what was Altos? No, what was his name again? Ortos. Ortos said that the Silver Wings escaped. And I feel like they were the ones that were at the beginning of this episode summoning Black. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that before I forget. Okay, let me go back and look at because I feel like there was info that was being said this episode that I'm like, huh? Okay, let me see. Okay, like I said, I had to go through this episode again. I got a few key scenes because I felt like there were information that were being thrown at me, and I wanted to, fully grasp what they were saying or something or other like that. So, excuse me. When they started this episode with this man and woman, the man clearly was dead. The woman was on the verge of being dead, and then she was summoning somebody. She was saying this demon was gonna pay, and she was sort of summoning this other demon, and she summoned this demon that showed up, that was briefly shown in the previous episode. That I'm like, who summoned you? So in my mind, I was thinking that episode, I'm like, okay, did Rimuru summon him? But I don't remember him summoning this particular person. But then Rimuru did summon a demon. He said he summoned a demon for was it for Ramirez? I know he summoned he made a new golem, and I think he summoned a demon to possess that golem or something or other like that. I don't know. So he actually did summon a demon, and I'm like, okay, can he do that? Apparently he could. So he summoned one. So I'm assuming that demon he summoned is Kuro, who he now named Diablo. Right? Because this episode, when these two, the Silver Wings, when they summoned him, I was thinking, oh, okay, so they were the one that summoned him, and he mentioned that last episode. But no, all the events of this episode happened way before Rimuru came on the scene. So this is like a previously on That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Like he was a precursor, I guess. I don't know, something that happened before. So they summoned him because there was this demon, right, that they wanted revenge on. And then Shizu shows up at this castle, the Kingdom of Fleetwood, the castle. They showed up there with other people that were sort of like summoned on hunters. I don't know. Oh, hunter. I don't know what they call them, but yeah, they were also there supposedly to hunt and kill this demon that appeared, right? At first, before they fully explained it, I thought they were talking about Kuro. That's who I thought they were talking about until Kuro himself showed up among them. Then I'm like, oh, so they must be talking about the demon that the Silver Wings wanted revenge on, you know. So they summon all these people, and I wonder if the guy that Shizu talked to, what was his name again? He had a name that Kuga? I think that was his name. Because I felt like it was really close to Cougar. So I'm like, I don't know, but either way. I wonder if we're gonna see him again. I feel like he seems like a character that might show up again. So yeah. They were there, and then this prime minister or somebody showed up and was talking about this demon, the Silver Wings having died. And I'm like, people were so shocked because they were like, if these people died, then what are we going to supposed to do about this, you know? So when that one guy wanted to leave, and then they were stopping them from leaving, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So you're going to make me face this demon that you guys can't deal with? You're going to keep me there? That ain't happening. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like, if I am stronger than you all, I will not like kill you, but at least I will incapacitate you and go. But then when that one guard killed it, and then it turns out that this person was possessed by this lesser demon, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Why they wouldn't want to let them leave. But then it turns out this is all a plan from them, like all along. Like after Kuro showed up, and he's like, so you guys are doing putting on this show or whatever to make us not trust each other or work together or something or other like that. And he didn't particularly care. And he's like, okay, we are here to supposedly kill this demon, but that thing stops us from killing you all or something or other like that. And then that's when Shizu faced them, you know. And then they started battling, right? And Shizu was doing pretty well. And then the guy is like, oh, it's been a while since I've had, you know, I faced an opponent or something or other like that. They're strong or something or other. So he was about to sort of like power up a little bit and was about to go after Shizu. But then the mask sort of like repelled him. I think whatever attack that he was about to launch at her was sort of like reflected back at him. And that's why he lost his half of his arm or something. Or other like that. And then he said, that time compression, is it infinity? Oh, when he said infinity, I just remember Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, because that's like his ability, infinity. Like, you know, there's sort of like this infinite distance between him and whatever. So it's like when he mentioned that, I'm like, okay, so you know, the mask has been clearly been important during the entire show. The only thing that I knew about the mask is that it sort of like kept Ifrit. It kept Shizu from sort of like losing control over Ifrit, you know. So that's what I knew about it, and I also knew that when Rimuru wears it, it sort of like masks his aura or whatever, so people don't know what he is or how strong he is. That's the only thing that I knew about the mask until this episode, when Kuro was facing Shizu, and then he mentioned time compression, and then he mentioned infinity. I don't know. Oh, I think he said something about something time. Oh shoot, I don't remember. I forgot about that. until after. Okay, I can only assume that your mask surpasses time. Your mask surpasses time? What does that mean? Like, it's sort of like the mask is eternal? Like, it can be destroyed? Is that what it means? I don't know. But clearly this mask it's really important, you know. Apart from the significance that it had when it comes to Shizu, I guess it's way more than that, based on what Kuro said. And so after they battled, Kuro just like left, and Shizu was in her room, and then she started remembering what the demon lord Leon told her about these other demons that are called progenitors. They don't actually have a name, that their name comes from their color. It's based on their color. So there's one that's blanc, rouge, et noir. Noir is Kuro. So there are two others, right? Now, the demon Orthos showed up, like acting like a normal guard or something that was working for the king, and he lured Shizu into this dark dungeon where there were these thrones, and he just sat in the middle there and basically started explaining who he was, because previously people used to believe that the demon that they were supposedly trying to stop from reviving was sealed by this hero Orthos, but it turns out that Orthos himself was the demon, and that because all these people were praising him and claiming he was this hero and whatnot, that's what gave him the name of Orthos. I guess that's what named him, because at one point in the episode Shizu was saying that an archdemon was a demon that has a name or something or other like that. So the people basically gave this demon the name Orthos, which made him an archdemon, right? If I understood correctly. And now he wanted to sort of like absorb, kill Shizu and absorbed her and get the mask, because clearly the mask was important. In his mind, he's thinking that Kuro was, that he had promised, but he wasn't really that strong or something or other like that. And he had hold of Shizu, right? And Shizu was like, okay, with this demon being an archmage and me being not be able to defeat him without Ifrit's help, then I'm just gonna take off the mask and let Ifrit rampage, But then when she was about to take the mask off, you had this reaction that happened that reminded me of when Rimuru reacted to Chloe. Although those kind of reactions, the way they played it, the way they animated it reminded me of that. That happened right before Kuro showed up. He's like, no, I'm not gonna let the person that tore my arm off or whatever die or something or other like that. So I'm like, okay, why did that reaction happen? Is it because Kuro showed up, or is it she didn't actually take the masks off? So I'm like, why did that reaction happen? Like, I'm confused about that a little bit. So Kuro showed up and killed those two, and then you have Orthos just being sort of like cocky and believing that Kuro was this lesser demon, and I'm like, and before that even happened, Orthos was telling Shizu that there was this supreme being who reigns at the top. And Shizu's like, at the top? And I'm like, okay, I'm asking myself who that supreme being is. And then when Kuro had hold of Orthos, he said something like, for a dependent of red, you are being something. Uh Pompous? No, he didn't use the word pompous, but it's sort of like synonym to that, you know. Arrogant. I think it was arrogant that he used, if I remember correctly. So he said for a dependent of red. So I'm assuming the superior being at the top is the progenitor red, right? That's the only person that I could think of that could be, at the top. Um, and now you have this progenitor black. So it's like clearly he's gonna be stronger than Otto. So he killed Otto. He's gonna destroy even your soul so that you don't get revived anymore or something or other like that. So he's gone. And after this whole thing happened, like the news around, what is being passed around is that Black killed the minister and the king, and then Shizu killed Black, which we all know that's not true. And Shizu started remembering what Black said, and he's like, as long as we keep our story straight, I'm not gonna go after you. Okay. And then Shizu's like, Black is gonna be someone is gonna take care of Black in the future or something or other like that. And I'm thinking, okay, that person's gonna be Rimuru. But then Rimuru started talking. And he's like, although silent or something or other like that, that was our first encounter between between Rimuru and Black. And I'm like, which one are they talking about? Like the one where like they showed Black with the ball looking at when Rimuru was facing Ifrit that one time. So is that the encounter that he's talking about? And then he said he summoned Black and gave him the name Diablo. How did he go about summoning Black? Why did he summon Black? And is Diablo or Black or whatever, is that the one that's in the golem last episode? Questions. Okay, now they are also mentioning the fact that there are classes among the demons, right? Clearly, it seems like the progenitors are like at the very top. Arch demons are somewhere down there. Then you have lesser demons. Okay. Where do the demon lords fit in that, on that scale? Where do they fit in? Clearly, they are not going to be, I don't think they're going to be stronger than the progenitors. Somehow, I don't think so. Are they stronger than archmages, archdemons, or are they lesser? Like, I don't know. And are there other steps in between? Like, I don't know. There are so many questions on this show, like so many mysteries or something to unravel. What the heck? But I'm loving it though. Like, I am really loving this show. So thank you guys for watching. And if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/realmini. And you can also see the full length for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Ramama, 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 hey. Ramama, 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 hey. Hey, yeah, you home. Ramama.